We had it last weekend, 3 world title fights in different locations in the UK on the same night. Nobody was happy about that. It was ludicrous for British boxing. It should not happen again. I don't like the fact they both lined those fights up for August the 12th in London and Poland. 4 the big heavyweights on the planet.
Sure.
Top 15, all of them, if you see where they are. White and Dubois, USYK and Joshua. I've got some questions that we need to pick over. USYK's been pictured with Saudi Arabia's Prince Khalid on Instagram. The Saudis are already known to be eyeing Tyson Fury versus Alexander Usyk for December. We're going to talk about that a little more during the show tonight, where Tyson Fury's going, where he fits in at the moment. Are there viable opponents for a summer fight? The 2 July dates are no good now. It's need to have been announced by now for those. Do we think that Usyk could actually be ducking Fury for business purposes?
Well, with what's come out today and with the announcements we've heard today, that could quite be possible. It is a business at the end of the day. And, that fight will happen and will probably happen now in December. I think Fury needs to get out in the summer. He needs to be active. Alexander Usyk now has this fight with Daniel Dubois now penciled in for August the 26th. Anthony Joshua looking like you said, August the 12th. I apologise, I did say the 5th. Yeah. August the 12th. So these heavyweights are getting out, and I still believe that we get these mega fights, even more so now that the Usyk signed with the Saudis, even more so I think we get these big fights, because I think Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder will definitely happen in December out there. I think that the ongoing talks there, I think that fight is going to happen. It's just about the guys getting out in the meantime.
I think there may be an issue around Tyson Fury. Having spoken in the background to George Warren this week, it doesn't... Yes, they're talking with the Saudis, but there is no concrete offer, I can confirm, right now for Fury to fight there. Let's just listen to what head of Queensberry Promotions, Frank Warren, said when he joined the breakfast show earlier this week. He said he knows AJ and Usyk are desperate to scoop up the Saudi bucks, but are the Saudis actually holding up the heavyweight division right now?
What they're all waiting for, Usyk and AJ, they want to get the big money in Saudi. I don't blame them. It's a dangerous business, professional boxing. I know you can get a lot of money, but don't confuse that you're waiting for that money, that Tyson's ducking you, because he is willing to do the fight in the UK, and he wants to do a fight between, as Usyk's not available now, he's got to fight Daniel Dubois. He wants to do the fight with AJ in front of the British fans. That's what he wants to do. But if we can't do it, which it looks like it's not going to happen, then we've got to move on. So I don't want to get into, lots of discussions. I mean, some people price themselves out. For example, we were speaking to Usyk, but he asked for $20 million, which is the equivalent of bidding $100 million in a purse bid. So it's madness.
The way that Tyson, as Frank Warren's saying this, worth reiterating this, Deontay Wilder wants the big bucks from Saudi. Anthony Joshua's got a strategy with Eddie Hearn for 2 massive paying fights. Dillian Whyte and AJ will do good numbers in this country. It'll do good pay-per-view numbers, in my view.
Sure.
It might not be a stadium fight if they book the O2 Arena, but that place you will struggle to get tickets for. Sure. You know what it's going to be like.
Absolutely.
Alexander Usyk, he's doing his thing in Poland on the same night, August the 12th, at the moment. But he's signed with Skills Entertainment. I think it's fascinating. Is it about the bucks? Tyson Fury, as the Warrens have revealed to me, doesn't have a concrete offer. Is that forcing Tyson Fury's hand later this year?
Well, listen, I think that Tyson Fury at the moment is outpricing himself. Look, we know that Tyson Fury is the head honcho at the moment in the heavyweight division. He commands the most money. I understand that. I just feel that he's outpricing himself with some of these fights. I think that, he wants too much of the pot, and that's why these fights are falling through. There is big money out in Saudi. But he also wants a summer fight, and they're finding it hard to find him the right opponent. Andy Ruiz, I understand, wanted $20 million to fight. So the talks ended. Yeah. He was never going to earn that money. Flip Hergovich,
who's the danger man here for Tyson
Yes.
Fury. If Alexander Usyk has signed, his next mandatory is Flip Hrgovic if he beats Daniel Dubois. So he could go to that mandatory next with Skills Challenge. And we know Flip Hrgovic has already fought Zhili Zhang on the undercard of Usyk and Joshua. He's got a relationship over there with, I think it's Wasserman.
But you know,
he's
unifications trump mandatories, don't
yes,
they?
if they make that fight.
That's what I'm saying. If they make that
Fury
fight.
now wants to fight in the UK, we're hearing.
So this is where we're at right now. Anthony Joshua, Dillian Whyte, August the 12th is a good possibility. August the 26th is Alexander Usyk versus Daniel Dubois. That got moved from the 12th to the 26th. Now, that is the new proposed date out in Poland.
I'm glad they've moved them.
Yeah, absolutely. To separate what you were talking about earlier. So correcting you, first mistake from you tonight as well.
Me back,
and I've got your back. I've got your back.
I knew you would. I'll set you up for that one.
Yeah, so the only one that's got a problem right now at the moment in getting out in the summer is Tyson Fury.
Yeah. It's really
Tyson
difficult.
Fury's the only one that's got the problem.
You go through the heavyweight division. Does Frank Sanchez sell as an opponent? Not really. Does Martin Bakole sell as an opponent? Not really.
Well, Gareth, here's the thing. Does it need to be a really recognisable name
Not
for
really.
Tyson Fury right now? If this thing is going to happen in December for Tyson Fury?
No, but the echo chamber. Tyson Fury wants the biggest fights. That's why he wanted Anthony Joshua.
Yeah.
That was never going to happen. Joshua's got his own plan now. Remember, fights between those two have now fallen apart 3 times.
Yeah.
So they're going to be wary. If the fight can be made, I spoke to Eddie Hearn this week, or he sent me a message back saying, no, our plan at the moment, if Dillian Whyte doesn't work out in August and the fight with Deontay Wilder doesn't work out in Saudi, of course we want to fight Tyson Fury. It's still a massive fight. But right now, there's almost a stalemate going on the promotional chessboard of the heavyweight division.
Frustrating, really frustrating. And here's one for you I want to throw back to you, actually. You know, with this well-documented thing that's going on out in Saudi Arabia with the top 4 heavyweights out there, everybody's looking for a fight in the summer. That all the other 3 seem to have those fights lined up now in the summer. Tyson Fury's the one that seems to be struggling with the opponent. So how comes Tyson Fury, in recent times, in the last week, has called out Anthony Joshua, he called out Alexander Usyk, if those fights are going to happen in December anyway? How comes he's calling them sort of names out? I know that he's called out Andy Ruiz. Andy Ruiz priced himself out. You know, you've got to look at the other heavyweights that are out there.
Well, I've said Frank Sanchez.
Yep.
Anthony Joshua's not happening. He's ranked 3. Frank Sanchez, that's possible, but it doesn't really
Tricky
sell,
guy
does
as
it?
well. Tricky guy.
Makhmudov, that doesn't sell either. Dillian Whyte, he's fought already. Martin Bakole, as I mentioned just now, at 7. Jan Kosobutsky at 8. These guys are not going to sell a stadium fight.
But Martin Bakole will take it like in a heartbeat. He's a good fighter, good credibility. And I know for a fact that he would take that fight. Boxing fans would know that that's a difficult fight. And
Zhili Zhang
very
would have been the guy. But
Zhili
obviously
Zhang,
Joe Joyce has commanded the rematch. Do you know what? I think we'd have got Joe Joyce and Tyson Fury this summer if Joe Joyce had beaten Zhili Zhang.
100%. 100%. But he's reactivated that rematch clause, so that ties them 2 up. Martin Bakole's the one. That's a good name.
I don't know if it sells, but you know, who knows? But we expect certainly something to happen for Tyson Fury. I've spoken to people that work around Tyson Fury. I'm not making excuses for him. They are struggling to find the right opponent. He'll end up fighting another. Because if they make the Usyk fight for December, or they wait, which they shouldn't do, for what happens, as you say, in August in Poland, he needs to be active. It's as simple as that.
Do we see Fury out this summer?
I think we will. I think we will see him out in September, early September. That's what I'm hearing, early September, and then ready for a big fight, maybe Saudi in December.